So please welcome Ashok, Meena, and Matthew Roknich.
Cool. Hi, everybody. I'm going to kind of walk around the crowd since this is kind of an intimate group. My name is Matt Roknich. I am our developer evangelist at DocuSign. I'm here today with Ashok, and we're giving a presentation on SDK as well as sort of the status quo of DocuSign and how developers can get started using it. So by the end of this 10-minute presentation, it's going to be super quick, lightning talk. Hope that you all feel empowered to go out and build using our SDKs and know kind of what the general landscape of our product sets are. If at any point you have questions, raise your hand. At the end, we'll have a couple minutes for questions, and then we'll speed on to the next presentation. Sound good? Perfect. Okay, so in terms of agenda, I'll talk quickly about what is DocuSign's Agreement Cloud, and is the DocuSign SDK right for you? And then I'll pass off to Ashok. We'll get a quick live demo, and then talk about some code snippets and how you can really implement our SDK immediately. Okay, great. So real quickly here, I like to explain that all organizations have usually a legacy system of agreement. And what this means is a series of actions that have to occur, usually with paper documents that are extremely strenuous and annoy everybody. And so what DocuSign did originally is we kind of began to flesh out products in the sign space. Everyone's very familiar with the e-signature space, and that's what we began to do here. Most recently, in the last couple of years, though, we've begun to develop products that have filled out more categories, the prepare, act, and manage space. In the prepare space, you have products like DocuSign Gen or Spring CM that enable you to automatically and dynamically generate contracts based on form data from Salesforce or other disparate systems. Most people don't actually know we have these products. These are brand new. And so one really good thing is to make sure that our developers are aware that you can leverage these products through our APIs and make some really cool things happen in your apps. Next, we have kind of the most common and most well-known set of products, our sign products, e-signature being the most common. We also have an identify product, enables you to check whether somebody is who they say they are. It's called Identify. We have DocuSign Click that enables you to drop click wrap agreements into your applications very, very easily. It's click to agree, and various others. In addition, we have our Act sign-up product. So Spring CM was an acquisition by DocuSign recently, and Spring CM specializes in automating agreement workflows. So what that means is if you have very complicated workflows where it has to go to, an agreement has to go to 10 different people, and there's redlining, for example, lease agreements that get really, really complicated, Spring CM enables you to accomplish that. And yes, they do have an API as well, which we adopted. And then lastly, Manage. Spring CM also handles some of the Manage set of products as well, in addition to a lot of our AI-based products by Seal Software, Total Search, and Intelligent Insights as well. So that's sort of a spread of what DocuSign has to offer today. For sake of time, I'm going to check time. We're going to focus in on e-signature because it has the most functionality with regard to our API and iOS SDK. So jumping into e-signature product paths. I explained this in booth very, very briefly, but people have asked, okay, DocuSign, I've signed with DocuSign. I know what DocuSign is. But most people have only experienced the DocuSign app, mobile app, or web app. But I want to quickly make it clear that we have pre-built integrations with very, very popular systems like Salesforce, SAP, Google, that enable you to sign and receive documents very easily from within those systems and never have to log into DocuSign itself. So it makes it a lot easier to complete agreements quickly. And then for all you developers here, we obviously have our custom end-to-end workflows via the APIs and SDKs. So we're going to focus and laser in on just the right side here. So at this point, you guys are all briefed on what we have to offer. So is the DocuSign iOS SDK right for your business? What are some use cases, and what is ultimately the value prop of the SDK for you developers? So in terms of customer value and developer value, the SDK really does enable you to integrate with an e-signature functionality very, very quickly. It's a powerful technology that's basically free for you to use so long as you have a DocuSign account. And so it is a major win for developers to very, very easily take any sort of agreement workflow that's in your app and automate it away. So you no longer have to create some homegrown, out-of-the-box solution elsewhere. You can just use DocuSign and trust that it's going to be legally binding, it's going to be quick, and always up. And so that's really the most important thing for agreements for apps, web app or mobile. Cool. In terms of use cases, many of these should be familiar, and if you've used DocuSign before. You can authenticate using the SDK. You can sign templates or sign documents using the SDK. You can use offline signing. So the use case I always point to for offline signing is you're an insurance field agent, and you're going out in the desert because there was a car accident, and there's no cell signal. What do? How do you collect a signature? How do you collect an authorization that you check the car and there's certain spots that are marked? Well, you can use our SDK to basically enable offline signing for our users. In terms of other common verticals that we integrate with, we have customers basically across the board. And so I want to point quickly to two on the right side here, insurance and real estate. In terms of real estate, the most complicated agreements tend to be lease agreements with all the redlining. There's lawyers involved, there's lessee agents, there's the buyer and seller agents, there's the buyer and the seller, and so there's maybe 5 or 6 or 7 people that all need to interact with an agreement. As a developer, if you're trying to implement this on an app, a web app or mobile app, it's hell on earth, unless you use our SDKs to make it dumb simple for your end users to say, oh my God, that was so easy. And moreover, using the SDK, some developer customer said, I love DocuSign, but this is our web app. We want this to be our homegrown solution. And so we enable developers to brand and customize, using the SDK, all of the typical DocuSign branded elements and put your logo on, your color scheme, so it feels more like your homegrown app. And then insurance-wise, we're actually going to show you a use case of insurance in a moment that'll give you a brief sense of what it's like to use our SDK and what it should feel like from the end user perspective. Okay, so what does it look like? So I'm going to hand it off to Ashok, and he's going to show you our insurance case example.
Yep. Thank you, Matt. Hello, everyone. This is the live demo of one of the insurance app. So Allora provides very basic forms of insurance, including auto insurance and home insurance. So for the purpose of demo, I'll be the field agent, and Matt would represent Tom Wood, who is a client of Allora and who got into an accident and needs my assistance. So one way of really creating envelopes on the fly in a very simple and straightforward manner is to use templates. Templates are blueprint for envelopes. They have pre-configured signer data, documents, and fields which are required by signers to fill in. So on this account, I have a bunch of templates. So I'll go and select an auto insurance template. Upon asking the policy number, looking at the details, I can edit anything I need on the fly. And once I'm happy with the information, I can go next. And I can change any of the amount as well. So up until this point, this is all native Allora application. For the purpose of demo and showing offline capabilities, I'll switch it off. I'll bring the device to offline mode and proceed with offline signing. Often is the case when we need to attach supplemental documents like proof of insurance, identity proof, and photos of the incident. So I'm attaching some of these, again, done by the native application. Once I'm ready, I'll bring up the DocuSign signing experience by clicking next. And you would notice that it will be done in a totally seamless manner, as well as DocuSign SDK has been customized to look and match the appearance of the native app. So here it is.
Great. So at this point in our use case, I've now gotten a car accident. I need to sign something. As you notice, you really can't tell the difference between the client app and DocuSign SDK. So as an end user, I'm going to sign this and begin signing. And present it with the car accident claim template, which has my data pre-populated in the fields, and you can see there. I can read the information here. I can zoom in, see, okay, I certify that I was dumb and got in a car accident. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can scroll down and ultimately click on the sign tab as an end user, and it should rotate here.
Oh.
Might have. As you can see here, I'm presented with my signature field. Maybe we can get it back up. Or replug in, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
We want to show this is the bread and butter of DocuSign. I don't want to skip past this part.
So I'll just re-add it.
Okay, let's add it again. Okay, cool, so we're back. So what we just did is we clicked on the signature tab, and it brought us to our signing workflow. So I'm going to go ahead and sign my name here. Beautiful signature. We're going to adopt it. It drops us into our document here. I can zoom out. I can then check the car accident preparedness kit if I'm interested in that. Otherwise, I can check the information is correct, click finish. So within less than a minute, I have completed an entire signing workflow on the fly, offline, in the middle of the desert, because I got a car accident. You are?
Yep, thank you. So, and up along this point, we have been capturing all the relevant information required to make it legally binding contract, and it will be part of the certificate of completion. So once I am back on a reliable network, I can go ahead and sync the claims. Now it's sending it to DocuSign servers, and it's available on the DocuSign cloud. So that concludes the demo, and I'll briefly go over what exactly we looked at. We looked at the authentication, we looked at how to access and download templates, and we completed a document with pre-filled data, and finally we sent and signed it in offline. The API interface is really simple, few lines of code to get it integrated, list templates, cache template, and once it's done, we can proceed with send and sign. So very simplified manner of using signing capabilities in your native app. What comprises the SDK? It's a dynamic framework meant for Objective-C and Swift applications. You can integrate it with Cocoa Pods, Pod, DocuSign. We support iOS 9+. So as soon as iPad OS is released later this fall, we will be uploading a patch to support it on day 1. And there's plenty of documentation available on site. We would also like to mention that we are in Apple partnership since, yeah.
So we're at time. Real quickly, I want to blast past 2 slides and make a quick pitch. So we do have it now, DocuSign and Apple partnership through the MPP. And so we are kind of the premier e-signature partner for Apple for quite a while here. In terms of next steps, I would love to quickly point to our DocuSign Developer Center. You can create a free dev sandbox and get started. We have reference docs on native iOS SDK as well. And then last but not least, timing is great. This coming weekend, we actually have a hackathon in Galvanize SF in the heart of the city. We're giving away about $10,000 in prizes and swag, so it's well worth it. You come attend, and then followed by a conference on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. So if you want to register, momentum.docusign.com is the registration link. We'd highly encourage you guys to come and compete and win some stuff. But thank you for coming.
Thank you.